They toss Clark into the trunk, hit the road for some daytime drag racing, and the race begins and Pete starts to fall behind. He decides to go against his friend's wishes and use the kryptonite boost to accelerate the car. Ironically, using the kryptonite releases it from where Clark was stored and allows him to regain strength to save the day. Before Pete can hit 100 miles an hour and trigger the bomb, Clark cuts a line to the engine, causing Pete to slow down, oil to leak on the road, and Dante to flip his car several times over and die. First Clark manslaughter. Now,
yeah,
it's funny because
it's exciting. It's exciting chase. You didn't know what was going to happen. I like that.
That's true.
Well, you know what's funny is I wrote a spec script for Smallville, and I gave it to Greg Beeman, who loved it. Then I gave it to the writers, and they're like, oh, we can't do something like that because in the episode, I still have the episode somewhere. I wrote a whole episode. That's what you do when you're in your trailer for hours.
We should do a reading.
We should.
For Patreon members.
We should.
Yeah.
Let me find it. But what happened is Clark super speeding through the rain or whatever and just enjoying life. And he
like a puppy,
a car's coming straight on
the water.
And it turns and he can't save the car in time. And it's kind of his fault. And the person dies. And there's this whole thing where Clark has to deal with the fact that his strengths, I forgot exactly what it was, but his strengths can inadvertently do harm to people. And his this is what caused it. Or maybe it hits him and the person in the car dies or something like that. I can't remember, but it was really a cool story and it weaves in and out. It was just really dark. Go figure. But then you go ahead and do something like this where you inadvertently kill someone. And I'm like, wait a minute, they just did that.
Yeah.
But it was just, it was shocking because it was completely different than any other show. That moment where not only does Clark steal the car, but then is responsible for this kid dying. Even though he was going to kill Pete and he had every reason to do it. But it was also Clark's idea. So we haven't seen this before, but I liked it. I liked the darkness of it, that it happened. It was that's what saved the episode for me, is that I'm like, wow.
They kind of teased this in the episode before where Martha's like, it's a responsibility to make these choices. And sometimes you do things and other people get hurt as a result. I mean, this is a carryover, I think, from the previous episode of Clark realizing this.
Yeah, how'd you feel about it, Ryan?
I felt weird. Well, because they said, "Oh my God, I think he's dead," and like, okay, great, we're gonna cut to the hospital, like next scene, and then they just didn't, and then we find out that he actually died, and that's when it sunk in. I was like,
"Wait a minute,
they just killed this motherfucker."
Yeah, they just killed this motherfucker. Hey man, this
and
motherfucker.
Can they do that? Clark picked up Pete and the Mustang and super speeded away from the scene.
I guarantee
That's a crime scene.
The studio probably said he's in the hospital at the end. He didn't die.
I'm so shocked they didn't do that.
Yeah, it's so uncharacteristic of the studio, of Smallville, of like everything that Smallville is. And that's why I liked it, because I was like, oh, he's dead. Clark killed him. I mean,
He did, though. He did. He killed that guy.
Because didn't he fire? No,
he was trying.
Kid, no, the guy slips on the gasoline.
Yeah, he
was trying to help.
Gasoline. Like he started the
but the guy put a bomb in his car. It was so I don't blame Clark, but Clark kind of killed him.